Just a rebel with a lightsaber dream. Lost my hand, lost my friend, lost my self-esteem.
Hello there, and welcome to Tales from Peridia. Today, we all know who this beautiful, sexy man is. Cam the sexy man, the man with the L takes on the Broken Tusk podcast. Sorry, buddy, had to. If you want to go watch this man get roasted for 2.5 hours, go check out the Broken Tusk podcast. The Sith ranking and the overrated characters. We love you, Cam. We love you, bro. It's all out of love. How you doing on this fine Saturday?
Good, man. Good. Tired, but good.
I feel that. It's been a very long day. I completed Clone Force's challenge of trying to find 10 good things about the Rise of Skywalker. And not gonna lie, brother, that movie is probably the worst Star Wars movie I've ever seen. And I used to say that The Last Jedi was the worst one.
Yeah, 10, like 5 I could probably do. 10 would be a little rough. And I'm a positive guy. You know this.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this was the longest that it took me to finish any movie ever. And I mean, I've never even finished the freaking Dark Knight movie. It literally took me like 8 days to finish The Rise of Skywalker for that video.
Yeah.
But it's all good because we got that. We got a Doug Chang video coming out.
Liar!
And then we were talking about lightsabers a little bit before we started recording. And I'm going through and I'm not doing another exposing big saber, not until I buy another saber. But I am going to do a little collection video of all the sabers that I have, from the flick out one to all the NeoPixels that I have. So it's going to be cool. You, sir, have been doing some interviewing of your own, doing a couple podcasts.
Yeah. Trying to.
Before we get into that, if you want to go ahead and plug that and talk about where we can find you at and all that good stuff, buddy. You're more than welcome to go ahead and do that.
It's limitless_nerd on Instagram. It's I believe it's limitless_nerd1 on TikTok, because I guess somebody on TikTok stole my name. I don't know. And then if you search Limitless Nerd on YouTube or Spotify, that's where you'll find the podcast. There's more videos coming to YouTube at some point, but right now it's just the podcast. And there's 4 episodes out right now, with more hopefully on the way. Waiting on some guest confirmations.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, 4 episodes out now.
Fuck yeah. You're catching up with the Broken Tusk. Hopefully Wrath doesn't kill off the podcast like the rest of them.
Yeah. Last night he said 5, and I was like, okay, cool. I only got to put out 2 more, and then I got up on him.
Oh man. Well, for those of you who still don't know who Cam is, the only credit to his name, as he
probably
always
says,
the
vast majority of you.
He is the first person that me and Wrath ran into at Rebel Scum Con and met, and turned out to actually be a really cool person and not just some random weirdo who loved Star Wars. But he's been on, obviously, like I said earlier, the Broken Tusk podcast. Now he's been on here. I don't know if you're quickly growing. I don't really look at people's numbers like that. Personally, I mean, I've seen some of the people that you've interviewed. So to me, you're quickly growing. You're getting up there, bro.
I appreciate that. If the numbers would reflect it, that would be better, but I'll take your compliment at face value.
Well, obviously, the first question we always ask on this podcast, because I love these type of stories, what got you into Star Wars?
Well, that's kind of hard for me to answer, because in all honesty, I don't really remember. And what I mean by that is I got introduced to Star Wars when I was 2, probably.
So
Uh,
it's just been a part of your life ever since you
yeah,
can remember.
yeah. Um, one of one of the earliest Star Wars memories that I have was going to my aunt and uncle's house, and my uncle was one of the ones that really got me into it. And this was, I mean, episode 3 hadn't come out yet. Episode 2 had just come out on DVD. So this is probably 2003, somewhere around there. And I remember we had watched the original trilogy and Phantom Menace, and at that point, that was all I had seen. So I thought that was it. And he had this big old box of the Kenner figures from from his childhood, and we were just messing around with those. And when Phantom Menace ended, I was like, okay, cool, no more Star Wars to watch tonight. And he was like, oh no, we got another one, and he showed me Attack of the Clones for the first time, and yeah, that's one of the earliest memories I have. But I mean, yeah, Star Wars has really been around and been a part of my life from the very beginning. You know, it was really easy to buy me birthday and Christmas presents because pretty much if it had a Star Wars logo on it, I'd be happy with it. And then saw episode 3 in theaters when I was 6. And I remember that being a huge deal. And then, Clone Wars started, and I was like the perfect age for that when it came out. And, I could just go on and on and on. But yeah, it's really just been there the entire time, to be totally honest with you.
Well, this isn't a typical question that I asked, but you did mention that you were about the right age for when the Clone Wars started. I think we talked about it last time we tried to record this before the audio got all fucked up on my end for the majority. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the '03 Clone Wars or do you prefer the '08 Clone Wars?
I mean, if I had to pick one, I love them both. Um, I love them both, and I love them both for very different reasons. If I had to pick one, I'd say 3D Clone Wars, just because there's more of it, and it's more
That's very fair.
and also plus there's more story to it. 2D Clone Wars is a lot of quick action, which is fine, and that's one of the reasons I love it.
In
But
my opinion, I think '03 is more of like the war, and then like '08,
yeah,
we really get to explore the characters more.
100%. So if I had to pick one, I would say 3D Clone. I mean, okay, and this is not really a fair question because if I were to pick one thing growing up and say this was my Star Wars thing, it's 3D Clone Wars. I mean, I've met the majority of the cast at this point. I had a party at my house for the premiere of season 2.
Dude, that's
I pretty
awesome.
sure I'm pretty sure I told you this last time. I left my dad's 50th birthday party early to go
Yeah, you
home and
did.
watch the premiere of season 3, and then I uh was really sad when it got canceled the first time, went nuts when they put out that Netflix season, and then was watching the Disney Plus final season in my college dorm room. So, I mean, 3D Clone Wars has been a part of a large chunk of my life. So, I love 2D Clone Wars. I want to make that very clear. Um, but if I had to pick one, I'd have to say 3D, just because of the impact that it's had on my life.
Bro, that thing does make a very big impact. It might take a little
Sure,
bit for some people to come around to it, because
sure.
like I
Most
was
shows
8.
do.
Yeah, I was 8 when they released that movie, and wasn't a big fan. Never really. I mean, I tuned in a couple of times when there wasn't really anything on. And I remember for a while they used to play it on Adult Swim for some reason, like right before the new episodes of Family Guy. So I'd be like, there's nothing really to watch. All right, I'll watch an episode of the Clone Wars before Family Guy comes on. Never really got into it. But then a good old Instagram's algorithm kept showing me clips from Rebels and the Clone Wars, and it made me teary eyed. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It had me tearing up, and I was like, I got to know the context to behind a lot of these clips,
Yeah,
and I kind of regret being nanny little boo boo, as Wrath would call me.
yeah. I mean, just I remember being at the like midnight release of all the action figures and stuff for Clone Wars.
I didn't know they had midnight releases for the action figures.
Yeah,
That's
I've
insane.
I've got one here. Hold on, let me grab it real quick. Yeah, the first wave had these first day of issue stickers on them.
Bro, that's sick. I didn't know that.
So I remember, and I've done midnight releases for action figures a couple of times, but I remember the figures coming out. I remember every. I think at the beginning it was Saturday morning, but then I think it switched time slots later on. But I remember getting up every Saturday morning and coming there and just being ready for the new episode. And, you know, the thing that all little kids do when they find a cartoon that they attach to. So
Dude, that's sick. You really just blew my mind, and I'm probably gonna like if people like comment in the comments on the video, they'll probably roast me for not knowing that there were midnight releases for action figures. Like I knew that there was midnight releases for
oh yeah.
movies and books, like for certain franchises. Never would have thought for action figures or something like that.
I've done midnight releases on as far as action figures. I did it for '08 Clone Wars. I did it for all the Force Awakens stuff. And then in 2019, they had stuff all coming out at the same time for Rise of Skywalker, Jedi Fallen Order, and the first season of Mando. And let me grab this one too. The if you got the if you got the Mando figure, or really any of the figures that were coming out that day, you got them in a white box that looks
Yo,
so clean
that's sick.
with the first edition sticker on it. So
Bro, that's sick. I'm a
yeah,
little peanut butter and jelly that I wasn't into like the figures and all that. Like I
yeah.
was into them when I was little, obviously, playing with them. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I throw on one of the Star Wars movies, I may just so happen to grab one of my figures from over here and act out while I'm watching the movies. I'm still a kid at heart. But it wasn't
I like
until like
if you can't tell, I have a fair share, and it won't even all fit in the frame. So
brother,
a
I
collection
re-
tour video is on the list of things to do.
I reorganized my bookshelf and then I had to move like fuck, I don't even have a number off the top of my head. I just know that I moved a lot of stuff into my closet and I'm looking at a bunch of Star Wars shit like on the ground and like up on the little rack in my closet. Like I don't even know what all's in there at this point.
And I mean, I'm sitting really close to the camera, but like this shelf, and I'm a short person, so this might not be the greatest comparison, but this is some tall
Holy shit,
shelves.
it's closet. Bro,
Like I'm a
that's sick.
short
I
guy, so
love you.
that's probably
Dude,
but
Clone Force and you have like some of the sickest setups that I've seen. Like I absolutely enjoy y'all's setups. Like
thank
it's
you.
so fucking cool.
Yeah, there's actually a TV in the middle of my setup.
Nice, dude.
And sometimes I'll just like, even if I'm over here doing stuff, I'll just put something on, and it's like the perfect spot to like. And this is gonna sound really funny, but sometimes I'll just put on Clone Wars and just come sit in the floor like a
Hey,
child would
bro.
do, and
Hell
sit
yeah,
there and
man.
watch Clone Wars. But yeah, dude, this setup actually it's been in multiple different rooms at this point, but to finally have a room where all of it gets to be in one spot is
Yeah,
really
bro.
nice.
Dude, it's so like I said, I'm jealous of you and Clone Force's fucking setups, bro. Some of the nicest looking ones that I've seen. Not gonna lie,
Oh, dude,
Gabe,
Gabe is the
Gabe.
guy.
Oh my god, bro! The first time I saw his little secret hidden door, I was like, I need to do something like that, but I have no idea how to go about it. And I think that was like one of the first things I asked him when I met him at Rebel ScumCon. I was like, how the hell did you build something like that, bro? Like, I need to do something like that.
Dude, Gabe is the coolest dude. If you want to hear me talk for over an hour about collecting with Gabe, go watch my podcast. But yeah, no, dude, I could talk about just collecting for an entire episode of this show. But yeah, dude, Gabe's the guy.
Dude, I fucking love Gabe. Fucking go subscribe to Gabe's Empire. Go subscribe to Limitless Nerd. Go subscribe to Go subscribe to everybody you've ever seen me fucking interact with. They're fucking awesome human beings. Like, seriously, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Well, speaking of all those figures on your shelf, who's your favorite character in all of Star Wars?
See, I got roasted for this yesterday, so I don't know if I want to answer.
You won't get roasted, I promise.
um, that's such a I honestly hate this question because my answer changes so frequently. I honestly think my answer has changed from the first time that we recorded this because I think but if I got to answer right now and I can only pick one, I'm probably going to say Maul
Not bad. Little
just
overrated,
because
but
if you just look at Phantom Menace, that character, it almost feels like he was designed to do nothing but look cool and have a cool fight. And in Phantom Menace, that's about all he does. But when you see what they've taken, this character just looks cool, and through Clone Wars and through Rebels and through books and comics and whatever, and hopefully through Maul Shadow Lord when it comes out next year, they've managed to make that character one of the most fleshed out, in my opinion, of any character. They've given him so much. You've learned about his backstory, you've seen his motivation, you've seen him, you know, build his own criminal empire when he figured out that Palpatine had moved on without him, and so to see a character that almost looks like they were designed to not have a story get such a fulfilling story, and especially since we've seen how it ends in Rebels, so you can kind of see the entire thing, and we're still filling in pieces, but for the most part, we have a complete picture of what that story is. To have all that from a character that probably wasn't ever meant to have that. And then you put Sam's performance on top of it, and I could, Sam Witwer is, one of the coolest dudes, and he brings so much to it because he is such a nerd.
dude, I got a
So
question for you. Where the fuck was
yes.
this whenever I was roasting Maul last night, bro? Like, what the fuck? Where was this answer when I was roasting him, bro? That right there would have changed my mind before Wrath got to say that he kills Qui-Gon. I mean, if you
So
think about it, he's got the passion and the drive, bro. Like, no matter how many times like I roasted him for constantly setting something up and failing, he still
well,
gets back up and tries to do it again.
well, to me, that's what makes his character interesting, though. The fact that he continues to try and fail,
Yeah.
yet he just keeps going on. To me, that almost makes it more interesting because, and there's one, It's in one of the first Clone Wars episodes that he's in. I don't remember exactly which one, but you know, he just got all the craziness yanked out of his mind by Mother Talzin, and he looks at Savage and he says, you know, there's conflict in the Force, and Savage goes, yeah, there's a war going on. It's called the Clone Wars, and he goes, oh, okay, so it started without me. So that one little line proves to me that he knew what was gonna happen,
Yeah.
you know, and to see that, and then how he was like, okay, I can capitalize on this by not going back to Palpatine, because if even in Legends, like the whole thing with the Sith was all you want to be doing at pretty much any given time is amassing as much power and resources as possible. So you can eventually knock your master off, and then keep the train rolling. And when he was like, oh, okay, Palpatine's already got somebody else, so I'm just gonna go make my own path. And he does, and he's pretty successful in that until Palpatine eventually shows up. So
Yeah.
to take a character that, in my opinion, was never intended to be a well-rounded character, and being able to make him a well-rounded character is a lot of why I like him. So,
Dude, I think that was like
so,
the
so
most
let's try
in-depth
this again.
answer we've ever gotten, like for
Let's
who
let's try this
who
again.
someone's favorite
Maul
character is.
Maul, overrated or underrated?
Honestly, brother, at this point, I think he's like perfectly rated.
I'll take it. That's better than what I got yesterday. So I'll take it.
Yeah, yesterday was just nothing but roasting his ass. Genuinely, dude, I think that's like the most in-depth answer I've ever gotten for like who someone's favorite character was.
And I could give an in-depth reason probably on like my top 5 characters if I really wanted, if I really needed to.
Oh, dude. Seriously, you should have busted that out last night on the Broken Tusk, man.
Uh, Wrath
Oh.
would have found a way to twist it on me, I'm sure.
Hey, man. If he's not picking on you, he don't like you.
Oh, I know.
Oh, man. Well, Cam, I'm assuming from your collection that you may or may not have played some Star Wars video games growing up. If you did, what is your favorite one?
I'll preface this with I'm terrible at video games.
Don't worry, me too, brother. I get clapped in Battlefront
But
2 every time. Go watch Wrath of
but
Mandalore's Rebel Scum Con vlog to see me die in the first like 30 seconds of a match.
um but there are quite a few that I grew up with. And in no particular order, I'll throw out a few, and then if you want a follow up question on one specific one, you can. Um, Lego Complete Saga. I think anybody that's even remotely around our age played that. Um, it's better than Skywalker Saga. I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says. Complete Saga is the Lego video game if you're gonna play one. Um, the original version, not the EA version, but the original version of Battlefront and Battlefront 2, have so many hours on both of those on my PS2. Another big one was the Episode 3 tie-in game. That was a big one. Force Unleashed obviously is incredible. But more recently, I really loved Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. So there's a handful of video games. Play all of them if you haven't already, but if you're listening to this, you've probably at least touched all of them at some point.
Bro, I'm the one that's recording this question and your answer, and I've never played Survivor. Not once.
It's
I've
fantastic. Did
seen
you play Fallen
it
Order?
looks fantastic. I played Fallen Order. I loved Fallen Order.
Survivor is
Fallen Order is
better.
great.
If you loved Fallen Order, Survivor takes everything great that Fallen Order does and just makes it better.
I think I've had people answer this for me in the past, but we'll just get reclarification. In Survivor, do you have to fucking walk all the way back to the ship, or do you get to fast travel?
You get to so you remember all the
God.
you remember the meditation points?
Yeah.
You can fast travel from any meditation point to another meditation point. That's why I have not
Yes.
picked up. That's why I have not picked up Fallen Order since I played Survivor.
I know, bro. I want to do a fucking like a replay, like maybe live stream if I can ever like get my capture card to work, or if I decide to buy another one, or I might just do like a recorded one. But dude, I do not want to find my way back through Zepho
No, you don't.
at all.
Yeah, no. And not being able to fast travel is one of the things about Fallen Order that I hated because I got stuck in one of those Zepho tombs for like 6 weeks. I could
Bro,
not find my way out.
let me just put it to you this way. I had to restart my game 5 times and then watch Tony's live streams
Yeah.
as I'm playing the game so I could get back to the ship on Zepho, and then I figured everything else out.
But yeah, no. Survivor is fantastic. I mean,
Dude,
genuinely one of my favorite Star Wars stories of recent, honestly.
yeah, I've
So
seen plenty of people play the game and it looks so fun. I just, I don't know. I need to
I
get back into playing video games, but then when I get sucked into playing video games, bro, like I'll neglect my YouTube channels. And like I already neglect Tales like enough. Like I gotta don't worry, all like 3 people who have been asking me where the rest of the alien review videos are. That's from like 2 months ago, bro. I forgot, to be honest. I forgot.
That's why I'm so scared to like backlog shoot. I'm scared to like mass shoot content because then I feel like if I shoot it, it'll never get released. So I'm like, I have to shoot it and almost immediately turn around and put it out, or I'm like, it's just gonna go on a hard drive somewhere and it's never gonna get seen again. Because I
Bro, I
thought
just
about it, I was like, I should just bulk shoot a bunch of stuff. And then I was like, no, I can't do that because then it'll never get put out.
yeah, I mentioned it on I think Clone Force's live stream, but I'm kind of toying with the idea of like I'm still paying my buddy Joel for the work that he did for my artwork for my Star Wars nerd logo. Um but at the same time, like I'm still going to use that obviously. I mean, he did a great job with it. That is like one of my favorite photos ever. But I'm honestly thinking about just changing my YouTube channel to Lord Swoonsky and kind of like merging Tales onto there and just kind of covering whatever the hell that I want to cover, because there's periods where it's like I struggle really hard to put something out for like Star Wars content, especially whenever it's like very dead and like I don't have a lot of the physical copies of the Legends novels. And it's a lot of work to go through and find like where exactly I heard the fucking thing that I want to make a lore video on in an audio book. Like it's very hard to do that. So
True.
fucking I don't know. I've thought about because having 2 channels, bro, it's stressful. I'm
I
not gonna
couldn't
lie, because I
imagine.
start focusing on one and then I neglect the other.
That's why I'm like, I've got the one. I'm gonna put out content as I have it. If people watch it and like it and want to follow and see what comes next, cool. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm going to talk to cool people about Star Wars if I post 3 videos a week or if I post a video every 3 months. Then I'm just and eventually maybe I'll get onto more of a consistent schedule. But for right now, I'm just enjoying talking to cool people about Star Wars. So if I can do
Yeah,
that and other
bro.
people watch it, sweet. If not, I still got to talk to cool people about Star Wars, even if nobody watches the video I post. So you know, I'm
Dude,
enjoying I'm enjoying the conversations.
I've always said it, and I'm always gonna say it. Like, even though like my channel isn't big whatsoever, like it's big to me. I mean, I've never had
Yeah.
as many subscribers as I have now. Like, I had one YouTube channel before all this shit, and it took me like, I don't know, 8 years to hit 100 subscribers on it. And then for Star Wars to kind of be taken off the way that it kind of has, like, even though like it's not that big, like there's no other fandom. Well, I mean, there's other fandoms that I could be in and like have the opportunities to talk to the actors and stuff like that. But I mean, I've had so many opportunities just because I'm a Star Wars fan. Like,
Yeah.
bro, how many
Me too.
fucking cool people did we meet at Rebel ScumCon? Like, I mean,
So
come
many.
on, bro.
So many.
And not even just
So
the
many.
content creators, bro. Like, we literally got
Yeah.
to sit down and enjoy, like, bro. I mean, I got fucked out of the after party at Rebel ScumCon, but you fucking tell everybody what the hell you got to do.
Oh, are you talking about the Dave and Buster's story?
Yeah, bro. Like, tell everybody like who the hell you were chilling with the whole time during that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so at Rebel ScumCon, there was an after party across the street at Dave and Buster's, and I want to say anybody from the con could go, but then they had a separate room that was for the staff of the show, the celebrity guests, and all the content creators um, to just kind of hang out in, and they had food and whatever. But yeah, I got to play video games at Dave and Buster's with Sam Witwer, voice of Darth Maul and Starkiller, David W. Collins, Matt Wood, Piero from Andor, um, Carly King. Gabe was there, and uh, baby Luke Skywalker. I can't remember his name.
Bro, I'm always forget. I think it's like Aiden
Yeah,
something. I don't know. I'm
but
just sorry, brother. I know he's not watching my content, but if he is, sorry, we can't remember your name.
yeah, and just to be able to it was really weird because I was having this really almost imposter syndrome type moment. Like, am I really here? Am I really the one that's doing all this right now? And at one point, I'm sitting there playing a game, and directly to my left is Matt Wood, and then Aiden is right on the other side of him, and Carly is standing like right here behind me, and I'm like really covertly trying to take my phone out of my pocket and hand it to her, and I was like, take a picture, because I was like, this is not gonna happen again,
No, bro, and
you know.
like that's the beauty of like the opportunities from being a Star Wars fan, bro. Cause like I mean, I don't know if you were posting content before Rebel ScumCon, but like, bro, you
No.
were okay, so you weren't even
I
posting
mean, well,
content. Yes and no.
well, yeah. I mean, like I had my account and I would post something, but I mean,
Yeah, like you
it
weren't
was,
like
yeah, no, no.
yeah, so
The real answer is no.
bro, fucking yeah, I mean, like, look at that opportunity, bro. You're playing video games and hanging out with General Grievous, a dude from Andor, baby Luke Skywalker, freaking Darth Maul, and freaking Star Killer and Proxy. I mean,
Yeah.
bro, what other opportunity do you get something like that at for fucking being a Star Wars fan?
And then I got to and then I went back into the lounge or whatever and just stood at the end of the bar and had like a 15-minute conversation with Sam. We were just chill. We were just hanging out. And then like 10 minutes after that, Carly like hustled me on Guitar Hero, but that's a different story.
Hey, she didn't hustle you. Those controllers were dog shit. They were
No,
they were
she no
busted.
no 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 no. She hustled me because she was like, "You want to go play Guitar Hero?" And I was like, "No, I'm terrible at Guitar Hero." And she said, "Oh no, it's okay. I am too." Walked over there, picked the hardest song, shredded, and then handed me the guitar and was like, "Okay, here you go." And I was like, "No, not gonna try to follow. Not gonna try to follow that." Not. And then like Matt Wood is standing right behind, just watching, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna take this guitar from you and make a fool of myself in front of Matt Wood. Not happening."
Oh, dude, that's fucking great.
No, it was really it was one of those times where I'm just like, how did I get here? You
Bro,
know?
I've had so many moments like that. Like when I first interviewed Roger Christian, bro, like right after I ended the recording and he left and all that, like I looked at my co-host, Sean and Darth Christensen, and I looked and I was like, did that really just happen? Did we really just talk to the man who created the fucking lightsabers? Like,
Yeah.
what? What the fuck?
That's how I felt when I had Marty Matulis on my show.
Who did he play? Or what
He
did he
was he's one of the pirates from Mando, and he was in Skeleton Crew.
Oh, okay. Sick.
Um, and so I had met him. He was at the first year of Rebel Scum Con, and I met him, but Skeleton Crew hadn't come out yet, so we didn't really have that much to talk about. And then I saw him again at year two because he was a guest from Bunta, and
Oh, okay. That's why.
uh,
Okay.
so he was there hanging out, and I got to talk to him again. And then he did Will and Grayson's podcast, and I like posted a picture or something talking about him being on Will and Grayson's show, and he liked it, and then liked a bunch of my stuff after that. So I was like, I'm just gonna send him a message, and I sent him a message and was like, hey, if you want to talk about Star Wars and talk about Skeleton Crew some more, I'm launching my show. Come hang out. And he was like, yeah, dude, tell me when.
Dude, that's sick. I fucking love
So
shit like that, bro.
yeah,
I
dude.
love that. Fucking I think I told you the last time we tried to record this, and I'm always gonna tell this story from now on. And it's not the optic pulling the one of one card. I've told that story so many times. So many fucking times. If you ICCC is like Rebel Scum Con, you're not gonna be able to do some of the shit that we did at either one of those conventions at any other convention in the world. Like it's just not gonna fucking happen. So shout out to Bobby, Josh, and Kentucky, and everybody at Rebel Scum Con, and shout out Michael Havens and everybody at ICCC. Keep doing what you guys are fucking doing. Like seriously, one out of a million chances most of the time for doing shit at these conventions with like after hours.
100%. 100%.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah, dude. 100%. He went way off in a different direction. So
Hey, that's the beauty of Tales, bro. We start at one point and like Michael Scott, just kind of follow the flow of the sentence, and where it lands, it lands. But I forgot that I had started mixing in questions for a special interview that I'm going to be having once everything gets approved by a certain media company that I kind of bully a lot. So hopefully they approve it. So let me go through and find one that doesn't have to do with voice acting or something like that.
yeah, wrong person to ask about voice acting. I've met a lot of voice actors, but I could not tell you anything about voice acting.
All right. What is your favorite Star Wars movie and show?
Movie is Empire, which is the most basic answer. Yeah, it's the most basic answer, but
Joey.
What's your favorite Pop-Tart?
Obviously, it's the strawberry one, but there's
That's such a basic fucking bitch answer.
but it's the most basic answer, but it's also it's also yeah. I mean, it's hard to not be basic when answering that question. I also love I love Revenge of the Sith. I love A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. I'm a big defender of Solo. I think Solo rocks.
Brother, Solo's in my top 3.
Thank
so
yes. I was literally talking to Will and Grayson about this because they're big Solo guys too, and I was like, I'm finally finding people that will back me in an argument about Solo.
Bro, that shit took me by such surprise because I remember seeing people give Rogue One so much praise and they gave Solo a bit of flack. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll go into these and have the same opinion as everybody else. Fuck no. It took me like 4 days to finish Rogue One, which is the second longest time it's ever taken me to finish a Star Wars movie. And Solo, bro, I was glued the entire time.
It's good.
I may not like L3, and there's a couple of decisions that I didn't like that they made, but
Sure.
at the end of the day, brother, that shit took me by surprise, and it like I said, it is number 3 on my Star Wars list.
The movie is good. If you were to ask me which one do you want to watch, and it's between Rogue One and Solo, I'm picking Solo 100% of the time.
Bro, it's Solo for me is one of those like it's one of my favorites, but I don't rewatch it like I would Revenge of the Sith or any of the original 6
Sure.
movies. Like
Sure.
I absolutely love those movies, and I'll throw any one of them on any day of the week. But Solo, like I literally have to be sitting here and be like, I want to fucking watch Solo, and then I'll sit there and then I'm fucking hooked for the next like 2 hours.
Now, Solo is not a perfect movie. I have one, really and truthfully, I have one major issue with it, but I mean, it's incredibly enjoyable. My one issue with it is kind of a nitpick, to be totally honest.
Is it how Han Solo gets his last name?
Well, it kind of, but it's a bigger. My biggest issue with Solo is they take everything that we know about that character from the original trilogy and shove it all into one movie. How he gets his last name, how he gets his blaster, how he meets Chewie, how he meets Lando, how he gets the Falcon, how he makes the Kessel Run. At the end of the movie, he's going to do the job that puts him in debt to Jabba. How he, everything that we know about that character from the original trilogy, they shove all into that movie and pretty much tell you that everything important to this character happens in the span of like 2 weeks.
Damn, though. Now that you put it like that, that kind of irritates me.
That's my biggest issue with it.
I never picked up on the fact that at the end of the movie that he's going to do the job that like for Jabba. I never really realized that. I've always just kind of bitched and moaned that they gave him too much of a character arc because I mean at the end of the movie, bro, like he wants at the end of the movie he should have stole all the coaxium. Like ifs, ands, or buts about it. He should have been a fucking scumbag and scammed these people out of their shit. And he should have done it all for himself. Because what is he in A New Hope? He's a selfish space pirate. And then he's basically they give him the character arc from A New Hope in that movie. So it's like, do I really what? So he goes through a character arc 3 different times throughout the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. So Solo, not a perfect movie, but I still really enjoy it.
Oh, dude, I love that movie. It's so good.
It
makes me feel like a kid, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
To get back to your original question, a show. So we talked about movies, shows. Clone Wars and Rebels. We kind of touched on those a little bit already. I really love The Mandalorian. Even the third season that everybody says is terrible. I think there's a really simple fix that they could have done to make people hate season 3 less. But and then I really love the Ahsoka show. I think that is partially due to the fact that I love Clone Wars and Rebels so much. Ahsoka kind of continues all. It's kind of all one big. But I love the
So you're
Ahsoka
looking
show.
forward to Rebel season 6 in 2020.
Essentially, yeah. Essentially, yeah. But yeah, no. Ahsoka season 2 is probably I'm either gonna say Ahsoka season 2 or Maul Shadow Lord, but those two are probably the things that I'm looking forward to the most.
Dude, that's incredible. Like you saw yesterday, our buddy Bryant, basically he's our little, not necessarily little informant that works at Lucasfilm, because he doesn't necessarily just work for Lucasfilm. He works all over. He does a bunch of different shit. He's fucking amazing though. But he is like, I'm not so much a hater of the Ahsoka show. I mean, the novelty of it kind of wore off. I did watch it like 7, 8 different times, and I've never rewatched a Star Wars show that many times. So I may have overdone it a bit because I was excited when I watched it. And then upon my like recent rewatch, I was like, yo, this show is not that good. I only like one episode. It's nanny nanny boo boo, as our favorite Mandalore would say. But then I was talking to Bryant and he was like, brother, just stick it out, wait for season 2. As long as Disney doesn't dip their paws in it, you're going to be very happy, and it's going to be some of the best Star Wars that you've ever seen. And I'm like, bro, I gotta believe him, because he's not like, yes, he works for them, but like he's not like a corporate, like I don't really hate to say it, but there really are like corporate shills out there that like, oh,
Sure.
everything this company's done is great. We need to just be happy. No, brother. Just being happy and stuff is how we get stuff like canceled Ben Solo movies and Old Republic trilogies and Bane series.
And look, I mean, look, I'm a positive guy. I try to find the positive in everything with the Star Wars logo on it, and there are things that I enjoy about every project that's come out that's not the holiday special.
Hey, you
And
take that back. Lumpy? No, I can't even fucking.
no,
I can't
yeah,
even
don't
say
even
anything good about that
can't even
movie, bro.
you can't even make that joke. But I try to find positive aspects of every project. Are all of them great? No. Are all of them rewatchable? No. Have I rewatched all of them? No. Am I gonna rewatch some of them? Probably not. But there are still elements. You can name any Star Wars project, and I can come up with at least a singular thing that I enjoy.
Yeah,
And that's just how I try to be.
I'm trying to do that too, but at the same time, like I can't just sit here and allow them to, disregard all the good stuff and then give me a project that is basically just a ripoff of The Phantom Menace. Or they give me a movie that's basically the same plot as A New Hope. Sorry, all you Rogue One fans. I mean, I do like the movie now, but the movie, you said it perfectly yesterday, bro. Like, that movie is so unnecessary.
And let me restate that point from yesterday. And this is, and I get hate about this all the time about how I feel about Rogue One and Andor, because while I don't think either of them are bad, I was okay with A New Hope saying, okay, the rebels have the plans to the Death Star. I didn't need 2 seasons. It's 2 seasons that was supposed to be 5 seasons of television and a 2.5-hour movie where everybody in that movie dies and never gets brought up again. I didn't need that much explanation when you could have just said, okay, they stole them, and I would have been fine.
Bro, literally, I remember doing like one of my first ranking videos for my channel. And I was like, I did like a little short, like 1 minute, like kind of speed running it, and then I did like a full length one. I was like, I can't really do a proper ranking video if I haven't watched Solo or Rogue One yet. And I was like, so let's talk about Rogue One. You'd think that a movie about the Rebel Alliance getting the plans for the Death Star, and then I stopped and paused, and I was like, wait a minute, that's literally the plot of A New Hope. Like there was no need for this movie whatsoever.
And plus, like in Rogue One, I think a lot of the acting is pretty subpar. I think, and honestly, Cassian was the most interesting character in Rogue One, so they should have picked somebody else for the TV show because they took the most well-developed and most likable character in Rogue One and said, "Oh no, let's just give him 2 seasons of TV." But also,
Well,
like,
the way
yeah,
I look at it with Andor, they spend 2 seasons of a TV show leading up to him still being a fucking scumbag and shooting somebody in the back.
true, very true.
Oh.
And plus, and plus, going into Rogue One, I don't want to say it was spoiled, but it was kind of like, even if you don't know, that every main character in this movie is gonna die.
I
They have to,
actually
right?
I didn't know that all of them died. So I was actually taken back whenever they all died, and I was like, I actually really like that. I really enjoy that all these
But
people
again,
died.
it
But then
lends it
it's
it
you
lends
brought
to
it
me
up.
thinking that the movie is useless.
You brought it up. All these people die and are just never brought up again. Ever.
Well, and that's part of my problem too, which they're not brought up because the original trilogy had already been made before Rogue One was even thought of. So making a prequel that is so closely touching a film that was already 40 years old at that point, you know, you can make a prequel, but when you make it so close, I'm like,
Well,
why is
yeah,
nobody in A New Hope talking about, Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor and Saw Gerrera and Luthen and whoever? Why are they not talking about these characters? But I know that it's because the movie was 40 years old already, so they can't unless they're gonna, do a special edition where they add scenes, which they should not do. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. But it just adds to me. It just adds to the movie being unnecessary.
dude, that's like I don't think that the Vader scene was unnecessary, but it does contradict with how Vader moves and acts on the Death Star because that literally happens like what, like the day before A New Hope.
That's another big problem I have. But it's also like the movie was
As
40
cool as
years.
it is, bro. Like I
The
love that
movie was
Vader
made
always
40 minutes. The movie was made 40 years ago, so they can't. They were limited by the technology and
yeah.
the lightsabers and the suit and whatever. And I'm like, I get all that, but you mean to tell me that in this timeline, Vader was, killing rebels like crazy in this epic hallway scene, and then literally 24 hours later, by the timeline's standard, he's more or less like old man fencing with Obi-Wan Kenobi in the hallway of the Death Star. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Hey
And I'm
brother,
like,
this is it's Star Wars, man. Nothing makes sense. And,
yeah,
like
but that really
not
doesn't make
that's not
sense.
to knock on Disney or anything. Like literally, there's stuff that George did that I'm like, all right, George,
Yeah.
yeah, somebody should have told your ass no. like a hard no. Because there's
Yeah.
as he said, as he stated himself, he may have gone too far in a few places.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
Oh man, dude, I'm so glad that I found somebody that feels the same way about Rogue One like me because like there's a couple people that like yeah they don't necessarily like Rogue One, but they're not like I don't find it unnecessary. I'm like brother, that movie is so it's good, very well shot, but do we
There's
need it?
people,
No.
there's people in the world that say that's their favorite Star Wars movie.
Hey, I know that there's people out there that was the first Star Wars movie that they ever saw, and it got them roped in. I gotta
And
give
that's
credit where
fine.
credit's due. Like, I love that, but for me, brother, if I want to see Rebels getting the Death Star plans, I got a New Hope. Just like if I'm reading Legends and I read the Darth Plagueis novel, if I want to watch Palpatine rise to power, I got the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and the Revenge of the Sith. I almost said the Rise of the Sith.
Yeah, I mean, and look, you know, if Rogue One is your favorite Star Wars movie,
You
well,
run.
hold on, because I got to be serious about this because this is like the biggest point that I try to make with my content. If Rogue One is your favorite movie, if The Acolyte is your favorite show, if Jar Jar Binks is your favorite character, that's fine. To me, no matter if there is a piece of Star Wars, I don't care what it is. If there is something about Star Wars that brings you joy, you are just as much a Star Wars fan as anybody else is.
Oh yeah,
Period.
bro. I
Period.
always
And
tell
there's a lot
people,
of people, there's so many people that don't think that way. There's so many people that say if The Empire Strikes Back is not your favorite Star Wars movie and you know, Luke Skywalker or whoever is not your favorite character, then you're not a real Star Wars fan. And that's garbage. That's garbage. And I hate that. If there is any part of Star Wars, I don't care what it is, if it brings you joy, you are a Star Wars fan. Now, I may not agree with you, but if I don't agree with you, I am more than happy to have a conversation with you and hear why you like the things that you like. I may still not agree, and that's fine. You're never going to find somebody in life that has the same opinion as you on everything. It's just not going to happen.
yeah,
It's not humanly possible. So if you are a fan of Star Wars in any capacity, be a fan of Star Wars. And if somebody tells you you can't be, they're wrong.
yeah. I mean,
So we're sitting here having a good time joking about how we think, you know, say what we will about Rogue One, but if Rogue One is your favorite movie and you have reasons why you like it more than anything else, and that's the reason you're a Star Wars fan, fantastic.
yeah. I mean, I made a post back when like the Acolyte first came out, and people were doing the whole like cancel the Acolyte shit, which I don't agree with the Acolyte, but at the same time, like, don't go out and be saying cancel this, cancel that, because then we don't get shit. And that's not good for anybody. We all fucking lose in the end. And I know that there's certain people out there that are like, well, I just want Star Wars to fail because they've hurt me one too many times.
Yeah,
Brother,
that's
I hope they give us good projects. I mean, don't I even said in my Acolyte post, I was like, I'm not the biggest fan. I absolutely despise that show. I've given it a little bit of a higher ranking doing my rewatch with Clone Force. Still not a good show in my opinion, but if it brings you joy, don't let me bitching and moaning about it take that away from you. I may
but again,
I may make logical points, but don't let me take it away from you. I mean, there's so many people that make logical points about why Revenge of the Sith could actually not be a good movie, but I don't let them take away from the fact that that is my favorite Star Wars movie ever.
100,
Like,
and at the end of the day, even you know, the Acolyte created new Star Wars fans, and in my opinion, new Star Wars fans, new people that we can meet and interact with and have cool conversations like we're having right now about Star Wars. The more people that are that in the world, the better. And
Dude,
the
yeah.
Acolyte, every project that comes out is an opportunity to create new Star Wars fans. Period.
Bro, when I went to Ocala Comic Con, like they had Manny Jacinto there, obviously the stranger, Chimere. There was when I went on Saturday, it was a little bit busy, so I didn't necessarily like really pay attention to anybody in cosplay. When I went Sunday, dude, I couldn't tell you how many people were actually cosplaying as people from the Acolyte. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, did I make a little bit of jokes on the inside? Yes, because I was like, "Ew, Acolyte, what are
But
you doing? You're
but did
not
it also
Chimere." But then
but
I'm
did it
like,
also bring you it also brought you joy to see
it brought me
people
joy to
dressing up
see
and
the
enjoying Star Wars?
exactly, bro. Like even when I went to Galaxy's Edge, bro, I ran into Ray like 4 times during my first time ever there. Do not like the character at all. But my
Yeah.
god, I can't sit here and lie and say that it didn't warm my ice cold heart seeing a
See,
bunch of little kids run up
I got a
to her
story about
and
that.
are so excited to be seeing their favorite Star Wars character. It's like
I got a
I
story about
can't
that.
take that away from people, bro. Like
So I got a quick story about that. Galaxy's Edge, first of all, if you haven't been to Galaxy's Edge, it's awesome. I don't care that it's set in the sequel trilogy. It's
me,
cool.
dude, me either. I love that place
So
so much.
so so I'm sitting at a picnic table just right next to where the Falcon is, or right up the stairs.
Yeah.
Just, taking a break. I was there by myself. I'm just hanging out, and all of a sudden I feel somebody slide into the table and sit down next to me. And I wasn't really thinking about it, but then I look over and it's Ray sitting next to me, and she's like looking because there's stormtroopers like walking that direction, and she's like, "You got to help me get away from these stormtroopers." And I was instantly a child. I mean, I was transported back to being a child, and I was like, "Okay, cool, let's do it." And like had her walk behind me to go down the stairs, and that was it. But I was like, in that moment, I was a child, you know.
Bro, yeah, I'm sure you saw the clips that I posted from when me and Clone Force went to
Yeah,
Galaxy's Edge, but dude, like the stormtroopers, bro, that shit made my day. Like it's just a stupid little clip of him just like coming up to the camera, poking it, and then
yeah.
and then running away, bro. Like I felt like a kid, bro. Like it was so cool. It
Did
was genuinely one of the best feelings. And like I said, bro, it warmed my cold dead heart to see a bunch of people like see Ray just walking from one point to the other, and they're all freaking out like how I would if it was Luke or Anakin walking around. Which Disney, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't we have Anakin walking around?
did
Just
you get
saying. Just
did you
saying.
did you get to build a lightsaber while you were there?
I didn't build one. I'm gonna do that when I take my girlfriend for her first time to Disney next year some point. But I did get to go with Clone Force's buddy. Well, he's technically my buddy now too after I spent like a week with them down in Florida. But my buddy Josh, he built a lightsaber because it was his first time building a lightsaber there, and he took me as his guest to film the experience. And dude,
It'll
I
make you
cried.
cry. Yeah.
I cried. So I know I'm gonna bawl like a baby when I build my own lightsaber. Dude, it's so sick. Josh built the oh what the like the
This
natural elements or
this
something like
yeah,
that.
this experience is so cool. It will it
It
will
is.
honestly make you cry.
Dude, I was sitting there
At
like
the end,
genuinely
and
I
I
was
won't spoil
silent
it,
crying
but
the whole time, bro. I was trying not to make like be able to like hear myself on the mic, but like I had tears going down my face. I was smiling like a fucking crazy person. Like it's
yeah. And I
so
mean, I
great.
I won't spoil the experience for anybody that hasn't gotten to do it yet, but at the end, when a certain character makes an appearance in that experience, and then you get to ignite your lightsaber for the first time.
Bro,
Like,
that's where
just
I cried.
it
That is where I cried the
me too.
hardest, bro.
And the music, they just got to throw the music on. I mean, yeah, that experience. If you haven't gotten to do that experience at Galaxy's Edge, if you are a Star Wars fan in literally any way, it is one of the coolest things that you can do.
Dude, I'm going to spoil a little bit of something about the Savi's Workshop experience. They name drop a couple of characters that I was not expecting them to name drop whatsoever.
Me too.
So definitely go check it out, bro. It personally, do I think that it's worth more than the day pass to get into Disney? Fuck no. D- God no. But you know, if you have the money, unfortunately, I didn't have the money. That's why I'm saying I don't think that it's worth it.
I
But
saved up for that, and that experience to me was worth every penny.
dude, I would like shout out to Clone Force. He's he bought my tickets to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So like if it was up to me, like if I wasn't going to the convention the next day, easily would have blown my gas money and my hotel money and my freaking autograph money on going to Savi's Workshop, bro. Like I genuinely would
Did
have.
did you guys ride Rise of the Resistance?
Yes. I think I waited like
I
3
did.
hours for them to like cuz it broke down like twice. And then two of our buddies went on
But
the
then
ride and they were
you ride it and see how epic it is with all the technology, and you're like, I can understand why this keeps breaking down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's the
it's so
coolest.
fun. I didn't do Star Tours. I don't think I
I'll
did
say
that one.
I'll say I love Star Tours. I'm biased. I love the original version of Star Tours. I like the one that they have now, but I love the original version of Star Tours.
Yeah, and then I got to do Smuggler's Run. I got to be the pilot, well
That's the
co-pilot
only
with
way
Josh.
that ride's fun. That's the only way that ride's fun. If you're not a pilot, that ride is like it's okay the first couple times you do it, but just to have the experience of sitting in the cockpit and stuff.
Well,
And
not
I like took a
only
bunch of pictures, but if you're not the pilot, it's kind of it's kind of average.
dude, not only did I get to be a pilot for the Millennium Falcon, I got to pull the fucking lever for fucking
Hmm.
hyperspace, bro.
Uh huh.
That, oh my god, that made me feel like such a little kid, bro.
Oh,
I
me too.
was,
And that's why it's
oh,
there. That's the reason it's there.
I
I mean,
fucking loved it.
that's the only reason that's there.
Yeah, honestly, I think it was kind of like up to me or Josh to send us into hyperspace, but he wasn't paying attention, and I saw that bitch light up, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm doing
Oh yeah.
it." Well, Cam, this has been absolutely amazing. Hopefully, my audio is actually good when I go to download this. If not, I'm just gonna, I don't know, fucking, I don't know. I was gonna make a joke, but I can't even think of something right now. But go check out Limitless Nerd, aka Cam the Sexy Man, aka L Take Man.
That's not going away anytime soon amongst our group, is it?
Probably not.
Fantastic.
Seriously, guys, he's a great guy. We've had an amazing time every time he's come on the Broken Tusk or any other live stream. I think he's only been on the Broken Tusk. If so, sorry, Cam, we'll get you on a lot more.
That's okay.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and may the force be with you always. Peace.